ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Sorry about yesterday. We had some technical difficulties with our internet connection and it suddenly snapped. So, we're going to pick up as close to where we left off as we can, which will happen to be with this gatekeeper here. Unfortunately, that's what it is. We should be able to go through cutscenes that we'd already gone through to get to where we were. So I don't think we will have been missing anything. So let's find out. So yeah, here we go. Alright. Greetings, madame. Shall I show you inside? Yes, show me inside. Okay. Cutscenes will commence. Alright, here we go. The last quest for all the patches before we get to the Havensward quests line proper. Let's change that. There we go. Tataru says, Alpha Node Nyra, is it really you? Of course it's really us, Tataru. Who else would it be dressed like us? Oh, she's crying. Tataru says, I'm so happy that you are... Tataru gains control of herself and continues, I tried contacting Mephilia and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Phil Hammond told me to run, and so I did. I ran and I ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached. But I lost my way, and then... Yugori enters the scene and says, Fortunately, I had observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Ah, yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Tataru says, Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yuguri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Urionje. When we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the waking sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. Hey, what's up? Well, if you want to become my fan, just go ahead, drop a follow. I have a goal 25, so I'd really appreciate that. Thanks. And no Discord, please. Thank you. Tataru says, the transformation didn't take long either. Apparently, Orionje started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, eh? Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes. So, we waited there at the Waking Sands hoping others would come, but no one else did. Yugori says, my people are searching for the other scions even as we speak, but we have met with no success yet. I had hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look. Ah, but you should know. The Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves await you there. Be that as it may, we have yet cause to hope, do we not? If the two of you escaped, it is not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believed true, but rest assured that the people of Duma yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts, and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and see the scions restored to their rightful place of honor.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes, and look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves, and even the Scions themselves, as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm.
Being too hard
But
on
in my
yourself.
headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alphino.
Hot cocoa.
So, Master Alphino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alphino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
Aww, Tataru.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Okay, let's go ahead and skip credits. Wait, what's this? Number pad 2, huh? Oh, that doesn't speed it up by much. Oh. Well, that's neato. Number pad 2. I'm gonna have to remember that. Does it go faster than that? So it's either on or off. Think there's anything after the credits, or should I just skip it? Yeah, I'm just gonna see about skipping it. I don't want to sit here watching credits. Alright, here we go. Handmaiden.
All has been
Satana's
arranged as you desired, my lord.
Ooh. So dark, though. Ilbis says, Nibrelis is no more. Lebrahe turns toward Ilbis and says, the Ardor was not his to invoke. His demise was of his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Ilbis says, mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. Lebrahia says, we are of one mind. Ilbis says, the Northern lands, then. Lebrahia says, the land is fertile and the seeds well sown. By my will, they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. Ilibis says, by his will. Labrahea says, by his will. Orionje, what are you doing here? Orionje says, I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak and make thine intent known. Ilibis says, I would speak of fate, Archon, yours and mine, the fate of this very star. Wait, hey, come on. Continue the conversation.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed to Havensward. Alright. We got an achievement. Okay, we finished the quest. So it looks like when we DC'd yesterday, we DC'd just before the end of all the cutscenes. Because now we have the quest coming to Ishgard. That, my friends, is the first Havensward quest. Let's go. Okay.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchefon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
It's awfully silent.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmond has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortam. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
Oh, cool.
Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed.
Okay.
Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
Okay. Cool.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
Let's go to Ishgard.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
Cool.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here, here!
All right. Okay. Speak with Hugh Oceanfont. Hugh Oceanfont says, I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the gates of judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. Oops. Oh, what's that? Huh. Okay. Hugh Oceanfont continues. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Whew, excuse me. Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Where am I? Where am I? Wait. Oh. Okay, that's why then I need to exit. It's like, wait. Alright. Oh, I recolored my chocobo, and I got some Barty. What do you guys think? Cool, or eh? I like it. Okay, yeah. That way. Here we go. We are going to Ishgard and Havensward. Oh yeah. Temple Knight Gate Guard says, words of House Forteps. Ah yes, you may pass. Proceed to Ishgard. Oh yes. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, hi! Happy New Year! Happy New Year. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
Havensward. All right. And I'm doing great. Doing great. How are you doing? House Fortep's manservant? Okay. He says, "Greetings, Mistress Wulfenshade. On behalf of House Forteps, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you would all come with me?" Yes. But I need to go find that crystal and hit it, or else I'm going to forget. That would be bad. Oh, I'm so happy I'm in Ishgard. If you can't tell, I like Ishgard. I like being out of a realm reborn. I really do. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think, before going to the pillars, I'm gonna hit these shards. Oh, if you like my chocobo, here's what she's wearing there. It's, I was trying for black. I didn't get black, obviously. But I looked at the color and I'm like, okay, alright, I can get behind that. And it looks pretty good with the armor, or the barding. And I actually don't think the barding was really that expensive on the markup board. I don't know. I think it's craftable barding, but I was being lazy. I didn't want to look it up and go get it. Well, I did look it up. I used a website. Where'd it go? I used... Oh, here we go. I used this website right here. Control V. Use that one right there to show all of the chocobo bardings. Yeah. So there was a couple of them there I liked, and I was like, yeah. So yeah. Oh, there it is. There's the shard. It was, I believe it was less than 100,000 gil, so. And if you really want to, you can make 100,000 gil. Like, if you want to. It's not like, yeah. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I found it! It was hiding in plain sight, but I found it! Okay, now... and thank you for the follow. I see that. That is awesome. I love follows. Let's see here. And go over here. Sprint. Okay. Oh wow, there's more shards over here than there is in the main area. Okay. Let's go up here. Get this one. Dark spectacle. I'll have to revisit that. Okay. No, this way. I think. Well, we were just down here, so I don't know. Maybe I just missed it. Probably ran right by it. Right, here we go. Okay, let's go this way. This way? You think so? No, not that way. I don't want to go down. Let's stay up here. Okay. I'll hold off talking to him for a moment, because I got a few more shards to attune, and if I just attune this one, then I can just teleport back to it. No biggie. That's the reasoning anyway. Sorry about bumping the mic. I'm playing with my necklace, and it's like right there. Slightly faster run, because why not? No, you're cool. You're cool. Did you have fun with your dungeon? Don't mind me. I ramble. Oh, you just start playing? Cool. Well, welcome to the game. This is Final Fantasy, as you probably know. Cool. Do you have any questions? Because I don't mind questions. Questions are awesome. That's not where I'm trying to go. Wait, where's it? Wait. I already got this one, didn't I? Jeweled Cozier. That's where I need to go. Okay. Well, you know what? There's only one type of dumb question. You know what that is? I'll tell you. It's the one you didn't ask, 'cause that's the one that bites you in the... Yes. We don't speak of that. It's kind of like Evercrack. I mean, EverQuest, of course. Alright, I'll teleport back. Okay. Wait. Her name is literally Warrior of Light. Huh. Hioshinfont says, the Warrior of Light and her brave companions walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. What do you mean what question I was talking about? The dumb question is the one you don't ask, because it's the one that bites you in the ass. You know it's true. Hioshinfont says, I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fort Hope's Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Nothing really bothers me, actually. I'm pretty chill. Hioshinfont continues, come, my friends. Introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortomp, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortomp, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
Yay, we're not homeless anymore.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort,
No,
hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all
I used to be a
that men
train
should seek
engineer.
allies. Don't you think?
And, believe it or not, it's like a guy's
Granted,
guild,
my
and
decision will have
so
raised
many
eyebrows in the
guys
vault and in the
are
halls of the
so
other high
afraid
houses.
to ask questions,
But so
'cause
long
they
as you
think that
continue
they're
with your
stupid
altruistic
questions,
endeavors, I
that
doubt my
it's-
honored peers
it's a
will
little
feel
bit
moved
silly.
to voice their
So,
concerns.
I mean, it's like you need to learn stuff when you're
Then
in
there is
train.
naught to
You
fear.
need to be safe.
Though
Like,
our
the
numbers are
number
much
one
reduced,
rule for
we are no
train
less determined
is
to carry on our
safety.
work.
It's in the handbook. They have this book in the U.S. that it's like...
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Okay, so, I used to be a train engineer, and it's primarily a men's job. Like, you can have like 100 employees, and like out of the 100, you got like 3 ladies. Okay, so it's primarily a men's field, but a lot of those men in train engineering field, and by train engineer I mean the people who sit in the locomotive and they operate the trains back and forth up and down the rails all day long. And they are so afraid to ask questions that it can be a little funny. So what I used to do is I tell them there's no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask, because it's the one that bites you in the ass. And then they're like, oh, that's kind of funny, that's cute, right? And then they start asking those questions, because you come into the field, you don't know about trains, you don't know that the brakes are air, you don't know how to put the couplers together, you don't know what the brake is, you don't know that, you don't know how to brake properly, how to rebuild your air up. It's, you gotta ask questions. You gotta ask them questions, or you're gonna end up in trouble. And the number one rule in the engineer's handbook is 1.1. Safety first. It's literally take the safe course. So it's just like, it's kind of like better safe than sorry kind of thing. It's whatever's safest, do that. And whatever safest is, ask your questions. But, just saying that, the guys are like, yeah, well, I don't want to appear dumb, So, if you spend all your air braking, then, you need to learn how to do that. Mommy syndrome. All right. See you there. You've had dumb questions, and you didn't ask them. Alright, Alpha Node. What do we got? Headdress feather. Okay, here we go. Okay. Still, when you're in a field like train engineering, you need to ask those questions, because people underestimate trains, and people die to trains every day, and yeah. Being a train engineer and you're working like a 6-hour shift, which is really, really short for train engineering, by the way. You have like 2 or more close calls, and that means that someone almost died under your train. Those trains do not stop like cars or semi-trucks. You're going along and you're taking miles to stop. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta plan ahead and know what you're doing. So. Yeah. I'm not at all surprised, because there's a reason they call it a train wreck. Yeah. Yep. you start going, and then you run into something. Those cars start going into cars, and the cars that went into cars go into cars, and well, your engineer usually does not survive that. But if your locomotive is hitting a car, that car's not surviving that. So, but the engineer has to sit there and watch that happen. Nothing they can do. They've already slammed on their brakes. They're just waiting to see where they stop. So, yeah. You gotta plan ahead, so. Yeah. Anyway. Alpha Note says, through our friends in House Four Tops, have been generous enough to extend us their protection. We must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. That's awesome. They were not following 1.1. Alright. Alpha Note continues. It is only proper that we learn about our new home so that we might become more self-sufficient. Tataria says, it'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. Alpha Note says, "'Twould seem a tour of the city is indeed in order." I don't want to tour the city. It's going to be a quest. I already went and toured the city. I've toured the city. I'm fine. Alpha Note continues. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall, of course, do as you suggest. Count Edmond says, very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. But I grow forgetful in my tutelage. There is something I must give you ere we part. Count Edmund turns to this person, says, their documentation is in order, I trust. The manservant says, yes, my lord. Okay. Count Edmond says, these documents identify you as lords of House Four Tops. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under protection of House Four Tops. But let us hope it shall not come to that. Alphinaud says, rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Nyra, Tataru, the city awaits. Tataru goes, let's go! Okay, we are done with our cutscene. Ta-da! And you can say something anytime you want, by the way. Just go right on ahead. It's fine. Manservant says, as this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you to the Hooplan, from whence you may gaze upon the splendor of the holy vault. Though other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only met that you see it first. English. I shall then show you around the jeweled closer, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services, before descending to Foundation's Aetherite Plaza. If there are no questions. Oh. Yeah. You got caught by my filter there. I can still see what you said, though. And I thank you for saying I have a nice voice. I do appreciate it. But, yeah. Yeah, it shows up and it's like allow or deny. I'm just going to go ahead and deny, but I did see what you said. Where do I need to go? North. I need to go north. Yeah, it's like the same distance. But thank you for the compliment. But maybe try to keep it a little bit more safe for work. Pretend my boyfriend is in the channel with you. There we go. The manservant says, the Hooplan, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. Cool. The manservant continues, the magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, says Ulfenwald, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thardan's famed Knights 12? Oh. There are statues there. I know, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, maybe don't say, yeah, something that could be seen as sexist, because my filter is sexist heavy, because sometimes you get that here, so it's cool. I know what you meant. Thank you. The manservant continues. Very good, Ulfenwald. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thardan to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. A little bit, yeah. I've seen some crazy things. Maybe not in chat, but some people get pretty lonely. And then they start confusing yes with no and no with yes. Mostly the no with yes. Yeah. Anyway. The manservant continues. Now then, if you would follow me to the jewel cozer, I shall introduce you to Mistress Ulysses, our master of the markets. It is good to know you're not lonely. It's always good to have somebody. Let's see. They wanted me to go to... Run, Nyra! Jewel closer. Oh, I was wondering what FF meant, but I was just... That's cool. I like Final Fantasy. I used to play WoW, and then they let off with a couple of expansions, and I stopped playing for a while, and I kind of started looking for another MMO, and I played a couple other things, and I was like, "Grr." I went back to WoW, and then they did some crap. I was like, okay, that's pretty shitty. It was like doing grindy things just to make people do grindy things just so that they paid a subscription fee instead of actually making the game fun. So I was like, yeah, no. And then they let out that expansion a couple years back, and they're like, we made it less grindy. So I tried it, and I was like, yeah, no, you didn't. And then I found Final Fantasy, and I really, really like how you just switch your weapons, switch your job. That's so awesome, because I'm always the one who wants to play this class, and that class over there, and this one too. Oh, let's just add all of them. Yes. Or even a little bit further back, honestly. Because, yeah. But, yeah. I did not play the Panda expansion. I played from the start through Lich King. So, I played it for a while. Yeah. I'm not familiar with Lineage 2. Played Guild Wars, Neverwinter, a couple other things. Yeah, it didn't do it for me. It's a long time. That is a very long time. I played EverQuest, and then when WoW came out, I promised I'd never play WoW. It didn't stick. Anyway. Elise, the master of the market, says, well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all... words of House Forteps. How very interesting. I played EverQuest 1. Alphanode says, Count Edmond has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we shall have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable... Elias says, young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicine, materials, whatever you desire, it can be found in the cozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. So is EverQuest. EverQuest is also a classic. That game is so old now. Whew. And people still play it. It's weird. Anyway, Mound Servant says, our next destination is the Aetherite Plaza in Foundation. If everyone is ready, let's go on our city tour. Yeah. I'm not sure when EverQuest was released, but yeah. When was EverQuest released? I'm going to look. When was EverQuest released? I want to say it was the 90s. I'm looking. EverQuest was released March 16th, 1999, according to Auntie Google. Not old. Okay, here we go. Okay. Manservant says, and here we have Foundation's Aetherite Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Aetherite, it would be wise to do so now. That is an awesome reminder they put in there because I usually forget. Oh, let's go with that. Ooh, 1998. 1 year before. It was probably actually months before, if you count what month it was released, but yeah. Chester's hat. Okay. September. So what was it? What did I say? March? May? Oh, I closed the tab. March. Science. Subquest. Tataru! The Manservant says, as for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together, Alphinaud says. What else can be found nearby? I'm not going to comment on how old I was when that was released. Anyway, continuing. The Manservant says, the Sky Steel Manufactory stands to the west. There, our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The Holy Stables, where chocobos are trained for war, also lie in that direction. You're not a grandma until your kids have kids. Okay? Aye. Manservant continues. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly. Well, to the south and east, well, 'twould be best if you avoided that area. do. I have 2 kids. Alpha Note says, and why is that? The manservant says, I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphinaud. Question mark says, hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. Thanks, because I could really use it. And it's a topic that I can't really talk about. Alpha Note says, you misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord but a humble traveler. Unsavory character says, oh, come to see the sights, have we? Take a turn down the hoploon and guap at the statues. Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight. If your nursemaid'll let you. Manservant says, my humblest apologies, Master Alphinaud. Pray, pay that drunken lout no mind. Alphinaud says, oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. He turns to Nyra and says, I trust you see the wisdom in this, Nyra. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bristling local hostelry. A tavern. Alphinaud continues, now that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet, nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Tataru says, then I'm coming too. And they walk off. Bye. And Nyra's by herself, standing here in the snow. Actually, I'm not sure it stopped snowing here. Didn't think about it. Maybe it does. Okay, to the Forgotten Knight. How long do I play this game? You know? I don't know. I started on free to play a couple of expansions back, I think. I don't remember what expansion they're on when I started playing, because I was on free to play, so I didn't care, you know, because free to play doesn't get your latest greatest expansion, you know. But I hit level cap, and it just, I think it was 60, it was 50 or 60, I think maybe it was 50. I kind of maxed everything out, and I still wanted to play, so I got the game, and then I had to buy Endwalker, and then Dawn Trail. So I transferred from being free to play probably before Endwalker came out. So, Okay, so you have your free to play, which is great. Don't mind me. You can play free to play. And it does have its limitations. Like the WoW's free to play has limitations. You have a gold cap. The gold cap is really low in WoW. Wow. I believe the guild cap in Final Fantasy is 300,000. Don't quote me on that, but there is a guild cap. You can't invite people to parties. They have to invite you. I think you can't send tells out or link shells out, but they can link shell you. But you can't reply, I don't think. You cannot join a free company. You have a level cap of 60 currently. Okay. You are limited to Havensward expansion, I believe. If you come off of free to play though, Final Fantasy is actually pretty cool because if you just go and pay for Dawn Trail and do your subscription, you get all of it. Like, you get all the expansions up to Dawn Trail, which WoW just do. I don't think it's weird. I know EverQuest didn't. So, yeah, cool, nifty. So you just pay for your latest DLC, get all of them, pay your sub, about 15, 16 a month. So, yeah, then you can play. Otherwise, you're free to play. Stuck at 60, but you're free to play. Oh, you can't do PvP on free to play either. There's that. So, and if I remember correctly, you can't do housing, which actually is a soft lock from changing your chocobo color. Because you need to put your chocobo in a stable in order to change its color. Oh, maybe. That's very very possible because they did up it. I thought they upped it to 60. They may have upped it to 70. I could be very wrong. Thank you. But yeah. Greetings and salutations. But yeah. He was yeah. Okay. Gilbert says, I must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. Ulfenote says, we but recently arrived to Ishgard and are eager to acquaintance ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master. Gilberins. Just Gilberins will do. And I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Are you sure free to play can join a free company? Not a grand company, a free company. I'm not entirely sure about that one. So I was pretty sure you couldn't. So, unless they changed it. Go over it. Okay. Okay, yeah, you might want to double check. Alpha Note says, Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Gilbert spotted that, did you? Aye. Up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. I think I have Diablo 4. It's been a while. I think it was 4. I got the one where you could, like, trade real money for in-game money or something like that, and I didn't play it very long. Yeah, it was not my cup of tea. So, yeah. Alphanode says, you speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call them the Berm, if I may ask? Gilbert says, 'cause when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living in the bottom who have to deal with it. Ew. Ew. Of course it's a broken class, because they rushed it out. You can't rush out an entire freaking class. Does not work. Glad I don't play that. I am glad I don't play that. Okay, so probably when I was playing, it was level 60, it was the limit, so that makes sense. But like I said, soft locked from getting a chocobo in the stable. Because you don't have quite enough gil to buy an apartment, and you can't join a free company. I don't know any other ways to get a chocobo into a stable, so. Alpha Note says, I see. Gilbert says, and it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. Alpha Note says, I shall take your words to heart. The manservant says, Master Alphanode, I think it would be best if we return to Fotep's Manor. Tataru says, you go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Tataru, drinking alcohol? Manservant says, Miss Tataru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord, the Count, would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place, least of all a maiden. Alphanold says, what are you up to, Tataru? Tataru says, look around, Alphanold. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newsiest gossip to come to me. Alphanote says, indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Tyra says, "Oh, please. Do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and on the rising stones by myself? If I had a guild for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine." Gilbert says, "Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment." Alpha says, "That settles it then. Tataru, Nyra, and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link shell if you require assistance." Tataru goes, "I will!" Oh, of course we know it's always just 2 drinks. Always only 2. Okay. To the manor. Okay, just making sure. In the pillars. There we go. Welcome, Mistress Wulfenshade. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes. You're going to say that every single time I talk to you. Okay. Count Edmond. Hail. Count Edmond says, "Tell us then, Master Alphinaud, does Ishgard meet with your expectations?" Alphinaud says, "That which I imagined pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the Wyverns in Foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy." The Count says, "The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The Wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children given no quarter. Sir Amalric has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet, alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply." Okay, see you later. Enjoy your cooking and enjoy your food. Alphinaud says, "Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness." Oh, yeah, go get some food. Count Edmond says, "That is a most generous offer, Master Alphinaud." "You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, lent or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse." Ooh, omelets are nummy. Alphinaud says, "Good. What would you ask of us?" Count Edmond says, "From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on." Oh. Now I'm a little jealous. Except for mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms. I've had fresh eggs. I've had fresh produce. Alright. See you later. Count Edmond says, "As for you, Mistress Wulfenshade, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed, to aid Adderall and Emerelin in their duties. Take care." Arturiel says, "I beg your pardon. I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance." Emerelin says, now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Account says, "Hold your tongues. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station and show Mistress Wulfenshade the respect she deserves." Wait. Oh, yes. Took me a minute. Maybe headstrong boys. The Count continues, "This is the woman who slew Gaius von Belsar, and some half-dozen primals besides. She is not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand girl." If you can pardon them for their impropriety, Mistress Wulfenshade, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. Or babysit them. Count Edmond, my thanks. Fury willing, they may even learn something from you. So in other words, school's out for the summer. Alphanode says, "'Twould seem we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt." Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Forteps has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while at the same time keeping his sons in check. So you're right. We're babysitting. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. Alphinaud, you conspirator. I'm level. I'm 53. Oh, I have a class quest. I will see to that later. There's a quest behind me. There's 2 quests behind me. Oh, I hate it when they give me 2 at the same time. What's this? What do you want? Wait. Did I disconnected again? Gosh, dang it. Did, didn't I? Say. Huh? Yeah. Oh, it's true. That probably would have helped him. Crystal Braves. They're called the Crystal Braves. And it looks like I'm done having connection problems. I'm gonna have to have a chat with someone about that. That was awfully interesting. Emelian says, shall we be off then, old girl? Don't call me old. I'm not old. I swear, I'm not old. Emelian says, ah, but where are my manners? Emelian de Forteps, second son of Count Edmont. Trueborn, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You are absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. Oh, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true, but who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance forever overshadowed by a sibling? Not I, old girl, not I. It actually sounds nice. You spoiled brat. He continues, which is why I need your help to ensure that this business of the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or, better yet, rise me higher in their in their estimations than Amaryl. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Huh? Wait, I can DC travel to what? I'm assuming you mean disconnect. Emeraldine says, oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Helenarty. They have been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity. Poor blighters. Huh. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Oh, I think it's my house internet that's having issues, actually. There's been some issues, so I think it's the house internet. Emerald Lines continues. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? You're a brat. Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloudtop. Okay, let's see if I can pick this quest up now. Yes. Okay, let's just pick that up. Arterial says, let us begin anew, Mistress Wulfenshade. I am Sir Emeril de Forteps, eldest son of Count Edmond del Forteps. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Hugh Oceanfont has spoken of you often. If you are even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. To the matter at hand, then, I will be assisting my esteemed compadres of House Dornander and Dismail. Oh, no, it's not just Final Fantasy that's suffering from a connection, it's everything. Though that may have been the DDoS thing, but yeah. Yeah, yesterday I had a disconnect and it was everything, so yeah. He continues. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Aye, well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this critical juncture, but we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must needs secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables in Foundation. Okay, I might do that. I was wondering why there was a bunch of travelers. That makes sense. Okay. So, Sea of Clouds or Falcon's Nest? Very important question. Let's see. Speak with airship ticketer. Okay, airship or ticketer? Or ticketer or chocobo keep? More snow. Oh, you're gonna be the death of me. More snow. Okay, where's the airship? Oh, it's a little closer. There it is. Oh, but you said Falcon's Nest first. Oh, I need my mouse. Because because I get lost so easy. Okay, Chocobo Keep. They say... What did they say? I'm so used to skipping Chocobo Keep stuff. Greetings, Mr. Wulfenshade. I've saddled a black chocobo for your journey to the Western Highlands, as per Lord Artorial's instructions. Will this be your first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. I dare say, you know, this particular breed can fly, given the right conditions. They can carry you quite high, too, even over Shadowcloak. Or Snowcloak. Snowcloak. You needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destination all by herself. So just relax and enjoy the view. Oh, but be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, if you please. Yes. That reminds me. I was trying to change my chocobo's color to soot black. I didn't get soot black, but I did get ink blue. And I decided to stay with it because it looks pretty cool, I think. So, yeah.
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands, once verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity.
They're so cold.
Beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken that the knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim. To the hamlet of Falcon's Nest, once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash, she came.
The black chocobo! Yep. Here's my chocobo. Ink blue. Let's see. Mount card. Doesn't she look cool? You wouldn't think that was blue. Just I was like, I'll leave it. See, it does not really look blue. Not really. That's black enough for me. So, and I got a Bardine I thought looked cool too, so I was like, anyway, okay, back to work. You! I must speak to you. Artorial says, the world looks quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. To business. Sir Redwald is in charge here. He should be expecting us. I mean, such esteemed titles of babysitting. Okay, I need... Do I have my compass yet? Because I am definitely going to be needing that. I don't think I have a compass yet. Let's see here. That's What's under collectibles? Collection. No. No compass. Okay. Redrold says, it has been far too long, Lord Atriel. And who might your companion be? Atriel says, pray forgive our lateness, Sir Redwold. I present to you Nyra Wulfenshade, ward of House Forteps. Got like hiccups over here. Excuse me. Redwold says, ah, yes, of course. Lord Lamont spoke of you. I, Sir Redwold, of House Dornander, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. Atriel says, we are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Redwold says, before we speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Mistress Wulfenshade is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then, with your permission, I shall recount the tale for her benefit. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet with a small garrison of knights and some few villagers, and then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling, we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal. The settlement and the entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Atriel says, abandoned to the heretics. Lady Iceheart and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Redwold says, aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands and the expulsion of the heretic elements. Redwold says, Raven's Nest. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives, but, as you can see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small undertaking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. Atriel says, as promised, we of House Forteps are at your disposal, Sir Redwold. You need but tell us where to begin. Quest complete. Nice. Sort of. Okay. Except. Redwold says, several craftsmen in service to House Disrael are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Roth, their foreman, tells me he has need of a woman with your talents. Would you be so kind as to seek him out? Yes, I will go seek him out. Where is he? Wait. It says he's around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. I found him. Ruthie says, yes, I'm Ruth. And you might be... Nyra Wulfenshade. Rothy says, the promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I've the honor of overseeing this fine mess you see before you. Sent me over on one of them black birds, same as you, to build and mend and tell others how to build and mend. But fury take me, this ice, it's bloody unnatural Havensward forms. Oh. That's kind of cool. Thank you. Rothy continues, it's icicle spirits, I tell you. Mark my words. There are pockets of them here and there, just waiting for me to turn my back so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. So I need you to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stand watch long enough, you're sure to find them. Okay. The ice spirits. I'm coming for ya. Anything over here? Wait, what's that? A destination. Pwah. Okay. Hello. Goodbye. Okay. Let's see. The circle's up here. Let's try up here. Yep. Bingo. Oh. That is probably over here. There we are. Found it! Aw. Three of them this time. Alright. See you there. Wrong button. Oopsie. Okay. Now, good out to the dude. Okay. Hello, Rosie. Rosie says, ha! Now there's a woman what looks like she found her marks. You're just the sort we need around here. The kind that'll hop to when she sees a task undone. Yes. I got her done. Uh-huh. I like that one. Why can't you put that one on the healer? Is it even dyeable? Oh, it is dyeable. Cool. Okay, never mind. Accept the quest. Stop screwing around. Okay. Rothy says, you're a dab hand at Warcraft. I can tell. Not that I've any skill in arms to speak of mine, but it doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. Be a waste to keep you to myself when there are others out what need help, same as me. So if you're keen to keep on doing what you've done, I'd ask you to head north to the pike. The bloody huge statue out in the waste if you're never been. Mason by the name of Therimont is out there tending to the thing. Good man, Therimont. But I reckon he's taking it on too much work for one. Might be there's something you can do for him. Okay. Do I get a compass? I want a compass. So I can go find my air curtains. Which way to do? Arrow. Isn't there an air current right out here somewhere? I want to say there was. Somewhere. No! I'm being chased by brown penguins! They're adorable. Here we are. Interesting statue. Therimont says, hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? Foreman Roth bid you assist me. Well, far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of the sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Okay, that's funny. I can picture all problems being punchy bags, and then this like lunch bag hanging from the ceiling like a punching bag. That would not be lunch anymore. Anyway, Therimont says, fortunately, I've just the thing for it. Rather, those deep eyes have it. If you could slay 3 and bring me their bristles, I would be in your debt. Okay, let's go kill penguins. Those poor penguins. What'd they ever do to you, dude? You meanie pants. Oh, they're kind of tough. A little bit. Okay. I'll take a volunteer. Yeah, can you imagine the NPCs being like, well, we need this lunchbox delivered, but we need the adventurer to do it. Well, is it worth the padding? Theramont says, there you are. You have the bristles? Yes, I have the bristles. It looks like hide. Okay. Theramont continues, ah, feel how coarse that is. That's why they're perfect for scrubbing the soot from the statue. Beautiful, isn't it? The spitting image of Heldrath, first of the Azar Dragoons, and one of Ishgard's founding fathers. A symbol of everything the Dravonians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragonfire every time they pass by. But no longer will we suffer this desecration of our nation's hero. Soon, this statue will be as it was, a proud, shining testament to the determination of Ishgard and a message to the heretics that we have returned. The work may be hard and the conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask for no greater honor. Money! Ooh, gloves. Anything interesting? No? Okay. Theramont continues, are you for Falcon's Nest? If so, I have a favor to ask. There's this knight, Sir Yosordor, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. She's always treated me with kindness and respect, more than I deserve, to be honest. Any road. While you were away, she came through on patrol, and I think she might have left a package behind. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? My thanks to you, friend. Sure, I will do that. Over this way. Over this way, overhead, just rude. It's hostile antelope. Okay, do I go this way? Looks like I go this way. Go up. Yeah. No. I need up there. How do I get up there? Not that way. Okay. I think I need to go this way, though. This looks promising. Yeah, there we go. There's a chocobo just standing there. Huh. Hail! Yes, Yserador says, what's that? A package? I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Ice-crusted bundle. Such a flavorful name. Confound it. That fool of a... What a waste. Yserador says, it was a gift, adventurer. Therimont labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. Why not simply give it to him? By the Fury, have you no sense of decorum? A high-born knight cannot be seen favoring a low-born mason in such a manner. Nevertheless, I appreciate your concern, as well as your willingness to assist Therimont. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray, give my regards to Sir Redwold. Okay. When do I get... Alright. I didn't get it in my inventory. Nothing there. When do I get my compass? Oh, I should probably attune to the crystal. Might be a good idea. I always freaking forget, I swear. Ugh. Redwold says, I must applaud your initiative, Mistress Wulfenshade. Ruler tells me that you have been quite busy. Alas, we have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task to which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Arterial included. Complete. Redwold continues, calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Drulimont said. Good. We have lost contact with a reconnaissance party sent north to River's Meet in search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not. But regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is a harsh, unforgiving land which can claim, and has claimed, the lives of many men. Not women, just men. Okay. Unless they went out of their way to say men and women earlier, you know. Redwall continues, to ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned each party a different area to search. You and Lord Arterial will be working together. Seek him out when you are ready to depart, and good luck. Okay. Arterial says, it seems we have been assigned the area near Camp River's Meet, Mistress Wulfenshade. Lest you are unaware, the camp was one of the many our knights were forced to abandon when we withdrew from Corthalos, Western Highlands, one of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. It would not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There is but one way to find out, though. Let us be off. Okay. Going basically all the way back up to where we just were. Why can't I just progress along? Why must I be a yo-yo? Yeah, I wonder. I could have swore there was a current over here. Apparently I'm just nutso. Weaving around between aggressive antelopes. There he is. There he is, there he is, there he is. Oh, there it is. That atherite crystal looks completely frozen. Okay. Artorial says, there, below us, Camp Rivers meet, or what remains of it. I see no way to descend the cliffs safely from here. Should we fall, the beasts below would make short work of us. Come. I know a path to the river bed below, just east of the Black Iron Bridge. Well, I could probably survive that, pretty sure. Just let me go. Pesky antelopes. Let's say there's a current here too. Huh. Artorial says, if the reconnaissance party came this way, I see no sign of it. Still, it is possible that recent storms have obscured their trail, or that they took an alternate route to Camp Rivers Meet. Until we investigate the camp itself, we cannot be certain. We must press on. Mount. Thank you. Let's fix that. That's an irritating thing. Okay. Over. There. That should do. Yeah. Except it's not. Okay. I need to be able to get to that little locky thingy. Come on. Stop giving me a headache. Had to recently do my whole HUD again, so it is a little screwy. Area. Hubby changed my computer over to Linux. It was having issues with Windows. Windows was playing Windows buggy games. Oh, it's that way. What? I wanna fly. Yeah, Hobie kind of forgot that. Though, to be fair, he was a little concerned with the little things like sound equipment and making sure OBS worked and stuff like that. Well, it's okay. It was fixed. Easily fixed. It just took, a couple of seconds. Okay. Let's see. Reconnaissance party night. Oh, look. Heretics. Arturiel says, "Are you alright? I heard sounds of a struggle." Reconnaissance party night. Thank the Fury. I thought no one would come. Arturiel says, 3 heretics slain and 1 knight saved. Just like that. You certainly live up to your reputation, Mistress Wulfenshade. Arturiel. What happened here, sir? Is there no one else? Reconnaissance party knight says, we were caught in a furious blizzard north of here, my lord. Not but white all around, until we saw shapes moving towards us, running towards us, with naked steel in their hands. I cut down a few of the bastards that came close, but the others, there was shouting and screaming, but after a while I could only hear unfamiliar voices. I found my way to the camp, hoping to hide while the storm passed. But the heretics tracked you here. Reconnaissance party knight says, my lord, the heretics' hideaway lies somewhere to the north. We must move quickly, before the snow buries all traces of their passing. For my brothers, we must Arturo says, "Have faith, sir. Justice will be done. But first, we must see to you safely." I will take the cash. Thank you, kindly, sir. Okay. The Priestess of Snow. Arturiel says, "He has the right of it, Mistress Wulfenshade. Whatever remains of the Heretic's Trail will be gone with the next snowfall, but we cannot very well leave our friend here. I will see him to Falcon's Nest and gather reinforcements. In the meantime, I would have you search the area to the north of the camp for signs of the attack. Should you pick up the Heretic's Trail, do not wait for me. Follow it back to the lair forthwith, being sure to leave me clear footprints. I realize that this plan may place you in considerable danger, but I see no alternative. Rest assured, we will not be far behind. And Nyra, thank you." Alright, now we're looking for Putty Prince. Putty Prince into Snare. Okay. Where? Oh. Vaguely north. That is a very, very damaged ether crystal. We are not going north. North, I say. Oh, maybe not north. Putty Prince! Get that body. Commence a duty. The tracks continue to the north. Oh, it's a duty you can't mount up. I knew that. Okay, let's here we are. Suspicious footprints. They're not just footprints, they're suspicious footprints. Come here and say that. That's what I thought. Nope, we're not done yet. Okay. Anybody else? Eh? No? Okay. Tracks continue to the north. Suspicious Putty Prince. Let me guess. They continue to the north. No! Yay! Oh, no. We're not here. Yeah. Oh, perfect. I'll backstab you. And let's go. Spineless heretic. Oh, where are you running to? No, come back here. If only I had a knife to throw. That'd be nice. In the back. Gotcha. Yeah, where am I? I seem to think this has happened before. No. Is it up here? Isn't there like a house around here somewhere? Yeah, there's a house. There's a house. There goes my dog. I think I am missing a step. Huh. I think maybe. Oh, that's. Oh my. Okay. No, I won't. Oh. Okay. Ah! Duty complete. Yay! I finished the duty. Yay! Cutscene. Oh, I know who this is. And there's the suspenseful music.
Looking for me, I presume.
Why, yes. Yes, we are. Or I am. By myself. Well, I was by myself until the dragon appeared.
The child who glimpsed the truth.
Oh!
No!
She sees him.
It cannot be.
She cameth unto me, as didst thou. Alike in gifts, yet set upon different paths.
He speaks true, warrior of light. Like you, I have been blessed with the echo. The visions terrified me at first. They came without warning. I wondered what I had done to deserve them. but I had no time to ponder such things once the calamity came. The land turned against us, and in a matter of hours, Falcon's Nest was buried under 10 fulms of ice and snow. We had no choice but to flee for Ishgard. We came to the wall, and while we searched for a way through, there was an avalanche. And then I was alone. So I set forth for Dravania. I knew full well what might happen where I found, but I could not survive on my own. I was found, of course, and not by a mere dragon, but by the great worm Hraesvelgr. And it was then that I knew why I had been given this gift. For with it I heard his voice and saw the truth through his eyes. I was chosen to deliver this revelation to the people, to bring dragon and man together as they once were and should ever be.
Killing civilians won't bring them together. What of innocents who died when you attacked Foundation? Sure.
It wasn't supposed to be like that. You have to believe me. It was beyond my control. Children taught to fear the skies, who saw their loved ones slaughtered. Yet the Dravanians, though they know where the fault truly lies, fell upon them with such fury.
Men die, and their children forget. But we are everlasting. To us, then is as now. Thou canst not comprehend the violation, the outrage, the fury.
I will make this right. I am neither a saint nor a savior, just another sinner. Yet I will not forsake this cause. I cannot. I will see this cycle broken and peace restored.
Well, that sounds cool.
We can do naught else, for we are now as one.
Gotcha. Arturiel says, Mistress Wulfenshade, praise Hallown. You are alive. We came as swiftly as we could, but I see we are too late. So they were lurking in the cellar of this farmhouse. 'Tis a pity Lady Iceheart escaped. But we must not let that detract from your accomplishment. We have them on the run. You have dealt our foes a telling blow this day, my friend, and I shall see that your efforts are recognized. Arturiel continues, establishing an outpost in so remote a location could not have been easy. Tedious devils. Oh. Me. Oh. It's an accept quest, not a complete, girly. Arturiel says, the knights have matters well in hand. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and share our discoveries with Sir Redwold. Come. After tracking heretics across realms of ice and snow, I would say you are due a few hours' rest next to a warm fire. Okay, can I cheat and teleport? Well, it's not cheating, but you know. Where is it? There it is. So I don't want to run all the way back over there. This way. Cutscene! Redwold says, Lord Arturiel, Mistress Wulfenshade, full glad am I to see you both hale and hearty. What news? Nyra explains everything. Redwold says, you mean to say you hunted the heretics down on your own and slew them before reinforcements could arrive? By the fury! Arturiel says, I believe we have made great strides towards purging these lands of heretics, and I mean to say as much when I deliver my report to my father in the Holy See. Redwold says, as will I, Lord Arturiel. May it serve to remind our superiors what houses Dorandare and Fort Heps could achieve through continued cooperation. Arturiel, indeed. I trust you and your knights are content to handle the rest. Redwold says, we most certainly are, my lord. During your short time with us, you and Mistress Wulfenshade have accomplished far more than I had thought possible. I cannot, in good conscience, impose upon you any longer. Pray, return to Ishgard with my thanks. Arturiel says, as you wish, Sir Redwold. We thank you for your hospitality. And he curtsies. That's... oh no. You don't curtsy as a man. Why did he curtsy? Hail, gatekeeper! Let me in! Yes. tutorial says once I get back to the manor. Mistress Wulfenshade, I would speak plain. From the first, I questioned your motives and your competence. Unjustly, I now realize. Rumors have a way of growing more fantastic as they spread, and quite frankly, those surrounding you beggar belief. But Huosherfont swore that all the stories were true. He championed your cause and begged Father to grant you patronage. And he duly listened because, for all his wisdom, he has never been able to say no to my dear half-brother, the legacy of my father's sole indiscretion. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him, and, to be honest, she was not alone in her feelings. But that is not the worst of it. At Camp Rivers met, when we came upon the wounded knight, I knew immediately that one of us would have to pursue the heretics alone, an onerous task, fraught with danger. And there you were, the savior of Erosia and honored guest of House Forteps, my new companion in arms, Hugh Oceanfront's dear friend. I told myself it was to be a test, but part of me hoped that you would fail. Yet, you accepted the task without a word of protest, nor any sign of fear, and you duly tracked the enemy down, faced him alone, and lived to tell the tale. Plainly, Oceanfront had the right of it all along. That I doubted your strength bespeaks mine own weakness, but I will not doubt you again, Mistress Wulfenshade. On that you have my word. Yeah, you curtsy. You don't curtsy. Why? Okay. So now we just have the one. And we need to go to the airship ticketer. Airship. That one. South. This way? I should be able to go this way. Okay. Oh, there we go. Airship ticketer says, "Are you ready to depart, madam? The airship bound for Camp Cloudtop will be leaving shortly." Yes. Let's go.
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Cid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home. high into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds. A frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost, within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, she came.
Okay. Crystal. Where's the crystal? Oh. I should probably talk to this person. This person being one of the... Okay. Emmanueline says, awfully cold up here. I mean, Corthios may be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, or may not be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course, our hero is wholly unperturbed. You don't have to maintain that strong, silent persona all of the time, you know. Never mind. We need to find Lady Lanetti. She is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead. Yes? Excellent. Copy. Where's that crystal? There it is. Right there. That beautiful crystal. Beautiful crystal. Oh, so pretty. A tune. Before we forget. Okay. Here. It's really bothering me. I don't know where that compass is. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I think we just haven't done the quest for it yet. We'll see. And probably have to backtrack. Okay, it's that way, but... Oh no, there's land over here. Jump off. Yes, I can. There we go. Leave me alone, birds. Leave me alone. Oh, no. No. It goes. Such a weird noise. Check. Left me be. Cutscene. All right. Okay. Laniette says, Mistress Wulfenshade, welcome. I am Sir Laniette de Helenarty, commander of the forces here stationed. Commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Cloudtop. Strange though it may sound, I have long dreamed of meeting you. I am in your debt, you see, and shall ever remain so. Were it not for you, my younger brother, Francel, would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus have I been unable to seek you out. But by the grace of Howlone, I have been granted the opportunity to thank my brother's Savior in person and call upon her gracious aid besides. Truly, I know not what I have done to deserve this double blessing. Ow. I'm blushing. Emmanueline says, It is a pleasure to see you again, my lady. You cut an elegant figure, as always. A steel-clad rose, eloquently at home on a battlefield or in a ballroom. Lynette says, Lord Emmanueline, if it is not too much to ask, I would be grateful if you would allow me to finish speaking with Mistress Wulfenshade. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warning of impending Darvanian incursions. The high elevation afforded by the floating isles makes it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it also makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. The Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of downing all but the mightiest dragons. Alas, as you may have noticed, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts have been hampered by an indigenous beast tribe known as the Venu, with whom we have had several skirmishes already. Emmanueline says, no beastman is a match for a man of Ishgard. Bring me a birdman and I'll show him a thing or two. Lynette says, I fear much and more may be asked of you in the days to come, Mistress Wulfenshade. And she bows. Okay. Huh. Alright, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it right here, at least for today. And I'll be back in Final Fantasy for sure. It's next Monday. I do have a schedule to play something on Saturday. So I do plan on doing something on Saturday, but yep. Till then, I'll see y'all later. I'll be doing Final Fantasy again on Monday, because it is Wednesday. Alright, see y'all. Have a good one. Peace out and wreak havoc. Bye.